Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to Linda Sue Plants for You. I want to welcome back everyone who is following me on a regular basis, and welcome also to the newcomers. And I hope that you'll find this enjoyable and maybe even informative, and hopefully we can all learn from each other. That's one of the things that I really like about YouTube is, even though I've been a plant mom for most of my life, I continually learn new things from my plant friends on YouTube. So I hope that I'm returning that that same favor to others. Today we're going to be planting up the cuttings that I received quite a while ago from Suzette from Suzette's Gardens. We did a plant swap, and for various reasons it has taken me quite a while to get these, get a chance actually to be able to do this. But it's neither here nor there because I had them rooting in water the whole time, and they actually were a little slow in getting going, and I do believe that's because the weather that we were having when these were shipped, it was when we were having those 100-degree days, and it was just unbelievably hot. So they were all a little bit worse for wear when they got here, and through no fault of Suzette's, she packed them beautifully, and but the weather was just not good for it. So they needed a little time anyway to acclimate. So anyways, moving forward, we're going to start with my I think we're going to start with my Adansonii. I do not have one of these. I've wanted one of these for a very long time, and I never ever see them in my area. So I was really thrilled to get these cuttings, and as you can see, lots of roots now. So they shouldn't give me any trouble when I get them, put them in the soil mixture. So we're going to do that first. Oops. Well, got my philodendron mecans. I've got 3 pieces of that, and we're going to plant that up as well. Those roots aren't quite as prolific as these, but that's okay. They do have roots, and I think they'll be fine. I did use rooting powder when I was rooting them in the water. I'm not going to be using that today. Sometimes I use it and sometimes I don't. But we've got good roots on there, so I think we're going to just bypass that today. Okay. So first and foremost is trying to come up with enough pots for my plant babies. And I really like terracotta. There are some plants that I won't put in terracotta. Calathea's family is one of them, and we'll talk about that another day. In fact, I'm going to be doing a video, I'm hoping soon, on my calathea and the care of my calatheas, or calathea, if that's how you pronounce it, whatever your pleasure. But so I think we're going to save this smaller pot for my mecans because she doesn't have a lot of roots. So we'll plant her up first. How about that? And I think you can, hopefully you can see the roots in there. She's got roots. Not as many as I would like to see, but she does have roots. So we're going to put her in. And hopefully you can see this. I really love this plant, and this is another plant that I have not seen in our area. I've seen them on the internet, but I'm really not crazy about ordering plants on the internet. I have done it. But I prefer to be able to take my plants out of the pot if possible when I'm at the store and look at their roots and make sure that we don't have any bugs or anything going on or root rot, and because I've gotten stung where a plant looked good and I got it home and either it didn't have any roots on it at all or the roots were rotted and soaking wet and it was on its way out. So I really like to see my plants. Now, I know there's a lot of reputable sellers on the internet, you know, individual growers and people on eBay, people on Etsy, and I know that there's many. And I know that a lot of you have great success because I watch your unboxing videos and I love watching that. It's exciting. Even if it's a plant that I've wanted for a long time, I don't mind. I enjoy seeing it, and I'm so happy, especially when somebody gets something on their wish list. So keep those coming, because I love watching them. Okay, I think she's going to be okay. I know it looks a little sparse and a little stringy right now, but she's going to grow up to be a beautiful, lush, full plant. We're going to take very good care of her. Okay. And this was a terracotta pot. I got 3 of these at the thrift store. Knights of Columbus thrift store. Somebody painted the outside of them green. I don't know if that's how they came originally. And I've used them for other plants and just washed them out, and I'm going to reuse them. They have holes in the bottom. So I'm going to use that for this. I'm going to put my Adansonii in here. Absolutely beautiful plant, isn't it? And I know I've seen people with this plant where the leaves are, you know, 3, 4, maybe even 5 times the size of these. And those are beautiful as well. But the size really doesn't matter to me. I love looking at them. And I think I might have one that needs to go a little bit deeper here. Oh. And I wanted to say too, I have a number of regular people who comment on my videos, and I do appreciate them really wholeheartedly. And sometimes people will bring something to my attention that is very helpful. So if you're one of those people and you're sitting back and you're watching and you're thinking something in your head and you want to tell me, please feel free to comment. I mean, as long as you're be kind about it and you know, it's instructive. Even if it's a criticism, I don't mind. Just be kind, okay? We have so much turmoil going on in the world today, and it makes my heart sad. It doesn't have to be. It really doesn't have to be. Let's try and build each other up and help each other and try to make the world a better place. Okay, what do we think about that? I think it's beautiful. And she's got a new leaf coming here. You can see that. So she's gonna be just fine. And when I get these all in pots here, I'm going to I'll show them all in the end and after I water them. And for those of you that know me or follow me, you know that I like to work with the dry soil. I love my hands in the soil, and I don't want to have to deal with mud. And in addition to that, I just think it works better when you're potting up, and everybody has their own way of doing things. I'm not saying there's a right or wrong way. I just really prefer to do it this way. Okay. And here is my Cebu Blue, which is also there's a lot of plant here. And here are my roots already. Nice set of roots. So I'm going to put those in the pot. And I think I'm going to use a little bigger pot for this, only because the other ones that I have to put in dirt they have very little root system, and I don't want to put them in a real big pot. And I'm really short on pots. The ones that I bought I thought were going to be the right size, and I got them home and realized, nope, these are going to be too big. But I think this one will be okay because it's got a lot of roots going already. So I'm not too worried about this one. And I believe this is a pretty fast grower too, so it'll be okay on that. And again, these are all from Suzette. She's got a wonderful channel. If you haven't gone there, you really need to go check her out. She's got so many plants, inside and out. She's got a cute little greenhouse that her husband built for her, and she's got ducks and chickens and bees and dogs and birds and all kinds of interesting things. You know, there's something for me very special about a plant that I receive from someone versus one that I buy in the store. I tend to really baby it and really keep a close eye on it. There's just something about the fact that it was given to me by someone that I feel I don't want to let them down. So I tend to take even better care. It's kind of like if you're watching somebody's pet for them, or taking care of something for somebody or someone for somebody. I think we tend to take better care of that than we do our own things sometimes, just because. And that's okay. That's good incentive. I know a lot of people are doing the plant swaps now, and that's another really good thing. Many of us don't have access to a lot of the plants that we want. And if we can get them through swapping with someone who has something we want and we have something they want, how great is that? Okay. There she is. Okay. And this is my Black Pagoda lipstick, also from Suzette. That was on my wish list for a long time. I was very excited to see that. And as you can see, it's got new growth. Now this pot might be a little big for this because the roots on here are very tiny. But the leaves have perked up great, and I think I'm just going to have to be careful when I water it. And again, if anybody has any suggestions on anything I'm planting here that will help me to help these plants flourish, I really do welcome your comments. And if I have to redo something that I did wrong, I'm happy to do that too. I say in almost every video, I've been a plant mom for my whole life pretty much, but I am by no means an expert. And back years ago when I first started collecting plants, we didn't have many to choose from. It was nothing like it is now. Pretty much every household had the same, generously I would say maybe the same 20 to 25 plants, if that. And now we have hundreds to choose from. So that is wonderful. Okay. And I think we're going to be able to put this in this pot. This is my Philodendron Brazil. Beautiful color. Beautiful plant. And I have 3 pieces of her. Getting all tangled up here. And my potting mix for these is pretty much the same for all of these. I just put potting mix and perlite, not quite equal parts. And there's some cocoa coir in here, and there is orchid bark, and I have a little bit of charcoal chips. And that's about it. Whoops. Oh, I don't like that when that happens. Ugh. I might have to play around with these a little bit after I water them, but in the interest of not making this video too long, we're going to move along. Alright. We have my Ripsalis. It's got a little bit of roots on it. And I think we're going to put that one in here. Not a lot, but at least it's something. I was a little worried I was going to lose this one, but she seems to be bouncing back, so I hope so, because I've never had a Ripsalis before, and I was excited to get this, and I'm really hoping it'll thrive for me. Something very calming about planting plants. I don't know what it is. Even when I used to do big gardens years ago, and I always had garden gloves, but I very rarely wore them because I just loved the feeling of that soil on my hands. Okay. And last but not least is my Scindaptus pictus. Look at the size of the leaves on this. This is also a cutting. These are all cuttings from Suzette's garden. This is huge. I have 2 of these, but most of the leaves on the ones that I have are about 1/3 this size. And I've always had a little bit of envy of the people who had the ones with these really huge leaves. So now I don't have to feel that way anymore. And look at the roots on that. I mean, they're huge, right? So we're going to put this guy in a big pot too. And oh, I forgot to say on that Ripsalis, when she starts to get some more roots, I think I might repot her in something with a little more sandy mixture, because I normally do put that in with my most of my succulents and my cacti, but I didn't do it on this one, so I may have to do that later, but we'll see how she's doing. We'll be checking on her. Yeah, I'm gonna take some of this out. I don't like that she can't be all the way down in that soil. I guess the only other way would be to put her in a taller pot, and I don't want to do that. So what I'm doing is I'm kind of laying the stem on its side so that I can get the roots covered here. And honestly, I don't know if that matters, because I think you can have the aerial roots sticking out in here, but I don't know about the water roots, so I don't want to I don't want to take a chance. I might have to stake her up a little bit to keep the leaves off of the soil until she perks up. Sure don't want to lose those leaves. Alright, so we'll do some rearranging with that. And then I'll be back to show you the final, what they all look like potted up, and you'll be able to see them all in one place and all ready to go. Alrighty. I'll be back shortly. And we are back. And these are all of my cuttings that I did not yet have potted up. They're looking pretty good. I watered them. I think sorry for the jiggling. I'm going to take my camera off the stand so I can get a little bit of closer. My goodness. This is my succulent, I can never remember the name of it, ogre ears, I think it's called. And this is another piece of it right here. It broke off and I rooted it. It had a good set of roots on it. I didn't show that on the last one, but it's doing really well. And then we have our philodendron micans, or mecans, depending on how you pronounce it. And my black pagoda lipstick. I have two other lipstick plants, but I didn't have this one, so I'm anxious for that to grow. And my ripsalis. My Scindaptus pictus. My Adansonii. And this one's a little wilted, but I know she'll come back. This is the Philodendron Brazil, but she'll be okay. And my Cebu Blue, looking very healthy. And last but not least, this I potted up a while ago. This is, well, the majority of what's in here is my, it's the Kalanchoe, and it's the one that Suzette just repotted. If you want to see a beautiful specimen of this plant grown up, go to Suzette's Gardens and look at her Kalanchoe repotting video. Her plant is huge. It's healthy, and you'll enjoy the video. And this is a piece of that plant. Cannot wait for that to grow up. Okay. Alright, folks. I think that's going to do it for this video. I want to thank you all for joining me again, and hope that you'll come back. If you like this video, give me a thumbs up. And if you'd like to follow me, then hit the subscribe button. And if you want to be notified when I do a new video, you have to hit the bell. And I hope to see you all back and share my plant journey with me. And I enjoy seeing your videos as well. Alright. That'll do it for today. Hope you all have a wonderful week, what's left of it, and we'll see you all soon. Bye now.